to Jay Crowder. Bridges goes quickly with it. Back out to CP3. Picks up his dribble. Crowder launching a three, rims halfway down and out. Jokic up court. You know, Nikola Jokic still finding and doing a better job of being more vocal. Coach Michael Malone telling us that this is a relatively quiet team in terms of their personality. Morris knocks down the three to make it a 4.
Go overseas for 1 year. Because when you're over in Europe and you're playing in those games, every practice, every possession, there is no time, there is no play off. And I think that's some of the reason why European play. Oh, that was just a good morning. Come on.
Now you think it's the 80s, huh?
I think that, you know, I think Jay might have embellished a little.
He went to the NBA Finals in consecutive seasons 2 years ago with the Heat and last season with these Suns. Ball off the screen, the mid-range is pure. Boy, they have a range of... The new rules this year is the emphasis on offensive players not able to take an abnormal or abrupt, unusual launch angle to draw fouls. Jokic, 94 feet for the reigning MVP.
And no.
Denver can pull to within 2 here. Porter Jr. into the paint, fouled, counted. MPJ with a chance for the three-point play.
Suns fouls number 22, the under 80 is second.
It's tough for him because he's got to be up in the pick and roll with Jokic, and then he also has to protect the rim.
10 points for Michael Porter Jr., who recently signed a
focus. Those are the things that he has to improve. Because you could be a very good team defender without being an individual defender. So I think that should be the next growth for him, is understanding all the defensive schemes.
Nice pass inside. Good team play by Michael Porter Jr. Finds Jokic. And the Suns 63-62 as we approach the midway point, but not for long. Booker knocks down the three.
This and that, you know, all the injuries with the Clippers, but he continues working, continues plugging away, and at 36 signs a three-year extension, 4-year extension. Good for him.
Here's Barton around the screen by Jokic. Kicks it out to Morris. Another three ball. This one is good too.
3-point field goal, Monte Morris.
And it's always showing love for HBCUs and the culture. Hey, and while we're talking about HBCUs as Bridges misses the midi, shout out to J.R. Smith, who's gone back to school and joined the golf team at is it North Carolina A&T, right?
Yeah, he's been putting in work. And that, look,
getting his degree.
Getting your degree is the second chapter of your life, and I think it's something that, you know, should be applauded because he doesn't need it. Has all the money in the world. He could play golf every single day if he wants, but to go back and get his education and contribute to the HBCUs is just huge. So shout out to my guy Swish.
1 point lead for the Denver Nuggets. Barton in the front court. Off the flare screen. One more pass. Gordon inside. And that's what Aaron Gordon could do and can do.
Their record when Aaron Gordon showed up here last year was just outstanding. They were on fire. He was really one of the individuals that helped level them out after losing Jamal Murray.
A great point, Richard. Whistling a foul on the play. Acquired in March from Orlando. They went 21-7 after they got him.
And this is what he does. He's just such a great finisher. And what he does is he gives you another versatile defender on the floor. You know, when you got Jokic, you got Michael Porter Jr., they were one of the worst at protecting the paint. So you bring in this type of versatile defender that can block shots, that can guard multiple positions, and there's no surprise that they started to take off from that point.
I told Aaron jokingly that I want him to enter the dunk contest, and I'll make sure he wins this.
Don't do that.
I'll make sure that he wins it. Get to the judges, you know. Bridges inside. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Phoenix basketball. Down by 3, 5:24 to go. Mark Jones and Richard Jefferson courtside chopping it up on opening night here at the Footprint Center. Newly named here in Phoenix. Booker, quick catch and shoot. And Gordon with the board. Quick outlet to Morris. They got a 2-on-2. Morris drew the contact and foul from Bridges. And Monte Morris will go to the free throw line.
Suns fouls on number 25, Mikal Bridges. First personal.
Well, see, and for me in transition, look, Michael Porter Jr. could have a layup. Watch this. Michael Porter Jr. runs in for the layup. He has it, but he spaces out to a three, which is fine. But that's just an evolution of the game. You know, when you talk about those early Suns teams, the Nets teams, a lot of these transition teams, they would run for layups and dunks. Now you got guys that are running. You can have a 2-on-1. I think I saw Jordan Poole stopped and it was a 2-on-1 break. He pulls it out and shoots a three. It's just that the evolution of the game has been something that's been very, very interesting to watch.
A great point. Morris goes 0 for 2. Running the point in the absence of Jamal Murray, as we mentioned, now with that ACL rehab still. Booker inside. Partially tipped and off the turnover, Porter Jr. Thought about it, reloads. Hit nothing but bottom. Michael Porter Jr. starting to cook a little bit. 5 of 6 from the field, 13 points. Cam Johnson with the mid-range. Got it back. Missed both. Lead is up to 6 for the Nuggets. Morris in rhythm from deep. Got it! Monte Morris is the name. And the lead swells to 9 for the Nuggets.